What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about some official erratas which have come down in the Digimon trading card game. With BT7 out now in Japan, Bandai have come out, and they've apologised, quite frankly. It says there was a mission in the feature description on some cards. The following cards are treated as cards with the characteristics described here. Now, these are honestly fairly minor changes for the most part, but there is at least one of these that makes me very excited for the future. Now, the first two erratas are actually pretty, they're pretty samey. You see the Doraemon, the level 2 black, should be treated as a card with X-Antibody as a feature. And the Mamaturamon, the level 5 green, should be treated as a card with X-Antibody as a feature. These are cards that weren't X-Antibody, but they are now, which is kind of lovely. Because you see, this actually has some relevance. Let's take Doragoromon. On your turn, this Digimon gains 1000 power for every Digivolution card it has with X-Antibody in its type. So Doraemon here, being X-Antibody, gives Doragoromon an extra 1000 power. And I know it's only an extra 1000 power, but if you've played a bunch of games of Digimon at this stage, you'll know 1000 power can be the difference. If you're even on power, you can delete them, but you get deleted as well. If you've got higher power than them, you can delete them while surviving. So 1000 power can either be the difference between surviving and not, or the difference between getting a deletion or not, while unfortunately not surviving. My point here is, this is big. And it's not just for now, because there's every possibility that in the future, we will have more cards that interact with X-Antibody. Want another example? Kota the Moto, the Tamer. When you play it, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add a Digimon with X-Antibody in its type among them to your hand. Now, obviously, that is not going to make much of a difference for Doraemon here, because it's not going to be in your deck. But Mamaturamon here, absolutely. And look, when we come to green X-Antibody, it's a little bit weird, because you've got the level 5, and then you've got Dino Rexmon, the level 6, and that's it. They're kind of off on their own. So maybe you'll never play Kota the Moto without it, but now maybe you will. I don't know. Now you've got 2 green cards that you can search with it rather than the usual one. Maybe that makes a difference. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. My point here is that it's nice to have the options. And these X-Antibody cards could be pretty gosh darn good. Because, like I say, we'll get more in the future. Doragramon, when you're Digivolving, you may put a black card with X-Antibody in its type from your hand to the bottom of your Digivolution cards. And then this Digimon can't be deleted by effects, and its power can't be reduced until the end of your opponent's next turn. And Mamaturamon here, yeah, fine, it doesn't have an inheritable skill, but maybe in the future we'll get another one that does. And then that's going to have the X-Antibody trait. And then you're gonna be good. We can look at the Alphamon from BT6. It's got a security skill. At the end of the battle, add this card to your hand, and then if a Digimon with Royal Knight or X-Antibody type is in play, up to 12 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack players for the turn. And again, the level 2 is not going to make a difference here, because level 2 Digimon in the raising area can't use or be affected by skills, good or bad, boo, hiss, etc. But the level 5 will. And you might not want it, but that's not the point. The point here isn't necessarily about the combos which can come out and start using this stuff now. The point is about the potential for the future. Although, again, Doragoromon and Kota the Moto here are genuinely legitimately good things now. It means the option card Metal Cannon, that's a 2 cost, lets you choose a Digimon with X-Antibody in its traits, and then draw 1 for each of its Digivolution cards, can be used in a Dino Rexmon deck, but when you've only got the level 5 out before Dino Rexmon actually comes around. It's another option, and I kind of love it, ladies and gentlemen. And then I suppose just one more quickly here, the Doraemon. from BT7. When you play it, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Digimon with X-Antibody in its type, and a Kota Demoto from among them to your hand. Again, I don't know if you're playing it in a deck with that Memetaramon and Dynarexmon and all, etc. or not, but I am telling you now that the level 5 is an X-Antibody, it makes it a far better thing. So make no mistake about it, Doraemon and Memetaramon here, being able to be X-Antibody is kind of a pretty big, cool thing. What's the other one then? Well, the other one, I'm afraid, is a little bit confusing to me. The other one is probably my favourite card from BT. So, definitely in my top 3, alright? Ebonwamon. I did go and do a video where I told you that my favourite cards were King Wamon and Daipenmon, and to be fair, I do still love those cards, but I also love this one as well. They're definitely my top 3, alright? I love these 3 cards. And Ebonwamon now has received an errata, which says that it is now got 4 Holy Beasts as a feature. So I did what I always do. I headed on over to digimoncard.dev, which is the best place to go and start searching around for Digimon cards. If you want to search for cards with particular traits or costs or skills, or if you want to be searching around for types of cards, that is the best place to do it. Incidentally, any translated proxies we use are also coming from them. So I started having a look, and I went, well, all right then. Surely at this stage there must be a bunch of other 4 Holy Beast Digimon that we can start having a little bit of a play around with. And the answer is no. No, there aren't. Now, there is one other card that fits that description. There is one other 4 Holy Beast Digimon that has been released so far. Can anyone name it? It's the Azalongmon that came around in BT6, which, again, is a very expensive card. When you're Digivolving, you trash the bottom Digivolution card from all of your opponent's Digimon, and then for each of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards, you gain a memory. So if you're playing one of those decks that gets rid of Digivolution cards, great news. And on your turn, for each of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards, you gain Security Attack +1. So again, if you really can get rid of enough Digivolution cards here, you're evolving for free, and then you've got Security Attack essentially +4, so you're getting rid of all of them in one go. It's a great card, but the fact that it's 4 Holy Beasts is irrelevant. Then we take a look back at Ebonwamon here, one that I absolutely adore. When you are Digivolving, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and gain a memory for each of their suspended Digimon. And on your opponent's turn, all of your Digimon gain on your turn. You must trash 1 card in your hand to unsuspend this Digimon. So again, it's a Digimon that I absolutely love and think is absolutely brilliant, but the fact that it's a 4 Holy Beast Digimon is irrelevant. And at the moment, you know, for the X-Antibody cards, I can look at them and go, here are some reasons and combos, really good and kind of irrelevant, that make it important and interesting that this change has happened. When I look at Ebonwamon here, and I make it 4 Holy Beasts, I go, alright. And maybe this is foreshadowing, maybe it's not. Now, I don't know how many of you know too much about TCG development, but for a TCG like this one, i.e. ones that are going very well and being very successful, you're always a couple sets ahead. So we've just seen BT7, but if I had to guess, and I don't know this for a fact, it is a guess, let's be clear, I would imagine they're probably on BT9, maybe BT8. Because they've got EXO2 to come as well, remember. They tend to be a couple sets ahead. Well, it may well be that they've looked at this and gone, we've got a card that interacts with 4 Holy Beasts in the future, and Ebonwamon's not going to get caught, let's fix it. Or it may well be that they've looked at it and gone, well, it doesn't really matter in terms of gameplay, but this should be a 4 Holy Beasts, and you never know, it might be relevant in the future. I can't tell you which one of these two it is. I wish I could. I wish I could turn around right now and give you the answer, and the answer is I don't have one. This might be foreshadowing for something in the future. Might not. And I'm sorry, I know that's not a great answer, and I sincerely wish I could give you a better answer. All I can tell you at the moment is keep an eye out. It might be relevant. It might just be housekeeping, but it might be relevant. Either way, I want to know what you think about this and, frankly, all of this stuff. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.